Here goes, and action. Right, how am I implementing the essential practices from the pedagogical, I can't even say that word, framework in my classroom? So, basically addressing all the 5 points, I am using pre-testing to gain an understanding of students' knowledge. Is the first point. Starting to go flipping in selected classes where appropriate. However, I'm still not 100% convinced that flipping is really good for everything. Okay, we'll just pause while we get interrupted there. Having said that, this is something I've always done. I believe that ever since I started teaching, I've always flipped the classroom to some extent because I've been naturally an IT type of person, and so I've always been saying, there's the resources, go off and find out about it, and then we'll do it. So even though this flipping is meant to be the new paradigm, it's something that's, I think that certainly in DT quite a few of us have been doing for a while. While I'm an ardent Moodler, I'm experimenting with Google Classroom and love the interactivity afforded within Google Docs. I have regularly contacted learning support whenever I encounter students with issues and feel that I'm reasonably good at this. I endeavour to move around my class checking for understanding and challenging students' knowledge. I'm steadily building up my YouTube library for my own videos. Sometimes I'm doing great ones, sometimes I'm not doing so great. I endeavour to intellectually challenge every student, both by task design and engaging with students at every opportunity. So that's the first part. Secondly, I base my task designs on the Australian curriculum where viable, working collaboratively with other members of my faculty, making sure that the learning objectives are understood and achievable, yet also challenging enough for the wide variety of students that we have in Glenunga. Next one. One of the major challenges that I encounter is how to focus on my individual tasks, as I'm constantly working with colleagues. This is talking about collaborating with colleagues. Normally, I'm focused on digital technologies used within teaching. I'm a great believer that getting students to work one-on-one is hugely beneficial, as is noted in an Oakham College's document, which I've got the link here, which states teaching peers is one of the best ways to develop mastery. And I can't agree with that more. I think that working one-on-one, as was mentioned in a student-free day last year, is such a powerful learning technique. Final point, reflective practices is in the very fabric of Glenunga. We regularly ask for feedback from our students, our colleagues and our site leaders. In addition, we also use student data to assess the learning. So I think that's kind of built in and woven into everything that we do within Glenunga. How am I doing time-wise? 3:25. I will continue. So what practices? Am I trialling and teaching practice as part of implementation of essential practices? Well, I've started using the Google Classroom, even though I love Moodle. I'm using new Google apps, which I'd never done before until this year, such as Doctopus and Kahoot, which are really, really fantastic. I'm trying a MOOC in one of my classes with kind of, really interesting. You all understand what MOOCs are? Massively open online courses, so people like MIT, Oxford, massive universities decided not to put that they're releasing all their content. And so there are some awesome resources out there, just like so powerful. So that's really good. And I'm working with new technology, such as the Raspberry Pi and Arduinos. Who's heard of a Raspberry Pi? Yeah, so they're tiny little computers. Arduinos are even more powerful. Right, what am I choosing to focus on implementing these changes in my practice? The Google Classroom enables live document sharing and collaborating, which is far easier to implement than the Microsoft offering, which is SharePoint. Google Apps are awesome, as I've said. Vast resources available for free on the MOOCs, which I've also said. And Pis and Arduinos are out of this world fantastic. Next question, have you noticed any effect of these changes on student learning at this point? Yes, I have, but not a vast amount. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting looking at the results. What evidence can I provide in a later session? Hopefully an increasing complexity of their projects being attempted, and obviously an improvement in my grades. What are you not sure about in this change, or perhaps something you're grappling with? Teaching of digital technologies is proving to be a huge challenge due to no exemplars being available. So that's more specific to the new digital technologies curriculum that's come out, and we're being asked to teach even though no one's ever done it before. Sorry, I've got overrun by 40 minutes. I hope you forgive me.
40 minutes, geez, okay.
Sorry, 40 seconds.
40.
Okay.